You know, we're looking at reading all of this packet, all of the information that's going through in those 3 days as well.
What if would it make sense to, I'm just throwing it out there, should we postpone this and look at what the amendments thus far are? And do you think that would help, or have a work session, or does the administration have any
I also have a issue with it, you know, we also have one seat vacant and an election coming up. So looking at that too, like postponement, I would like to see after the election or once the new council is seated with the appointed seat as well. So if the postponement was made, I would like to see it that so that we're not binding a council that's just stepping in to new rules.
Councilmember Osuna?
Can I just state that a while back, we decided to start this policy and procedures committee, and we went in there fully knowing that there were some things that may not be popular, and some things that we don't want to do or can do and should do. There was no negative connotation on this at all in any way, shape, or form. This was absolutely, the only thing we were trying to do was, as the assistant city manager said, collaborate better, have more time, and work with each other. That's all this thing was meant to do. There was no, this is going to be a stopgap measure, or we're going to interfere. No one's interfering with anybody. All we were trying to do was make sure that there was enough time so that everything gets vetted and it's done proper. That is the only intent we had with this. That's it.
Thank you. Any further discussion, or are we just calling for a vote? You know, I'll turn it over to you one more time. Councilmember Bakwan, if there, you know, I voted against your amendment because I did think it made things more confusing, but I don't know if there's any other amendments that you'd be willing to entertain at this time. Okay. Let's call for a vote.
If I may point out, Councilmember Seeds made an amendment to the title to strike agenda items and add ordinances and resolutions. If that's not reflected in the section, then the title is not the carrying document.
It'll be what happens in the section.
Right, it is the section. So if that was the intention, I just want to point that out.
I'd like to see a postponement.
Are you making a motion?
Can I do that? I make the motion to postpone.
To the next meeting, or?
I think it would be good for all the new council members to be in on it. But at least you could bring it back and see if we are happy with the other one too. I mean,
So what's your motion, Madam Councilmember?
to postpone it until the first meeting in October.
First meeting in
That's the
October.
same council members.
What?
That will still be the same council members.
Oh, well, when's the election, isn't it?
Yeah, so
Oh.
they would be seated in at that second meeting,
So it'd be
26.
October 26th, I think.
Oh.
And that's when we choose Dale's person.
That's right.
Okay, until October 26th.
Is there a second?
yes, I'll second.
Okay, second. Administration, did you have any? I'll let you speak first to your amendment,
Well,
or postponement, excuse me.
there's a lot of things that, like when I addressed the first section, or what the resolution was, and if we don't want to change anything in section 1, then the other one is going away, right? So I think that we have to think about it more, because I think that that's important, changing the agenda items to ordinance and resolutions. In the title.
Administration, did you have any comments?
I have a question, if that's appropriate.
Yep.
I was listening to what Councilmember Vaughn was talking about in terms of the lead time that council has to review their packet, and I can definitely empathize with that. And I guess I just had a follow-up. Were you indicating that there's an appetite to increase the lead time that you have in order to review your packet? Because that's kind of a separate issue from this resolution, but I suppose while it's on the table, I was hoping to get some clarification on that.
Well, I think, so it has to do with like, so then we keep pushing things back. But right now, in code, everything has to be to the clerk by the Tuesday at noon so she can gather the packets. And
Right.
usually packets are run Wednesday, so I don't know that there's additional time. When I was in the clerk's office 20 years ago, we got packets out on Friday.
Fridays, yeah.
So, I don't know that there's any give in that schedule. Administration would have to have everything to the clerk on like a Monday.
Right. I was just wondering if that was what you were speaking to.
I mean, that's what I thought it meant as work collaboratively.
Right.
If there was, and I had a couple other amendments that I wanted to make in the whereases because I felt that if even we shared the titles or worked with the titles beforehand, then that could have been done as well. But I don't think that with my amendments to the section, with that not passed, I would not vote for it. I would not.
So, and right now, thank you, we're talking to the postponement, but go ahead.
Yeah, I just, I continue to have this vibe working here. The administration is like this other side, and it's like, we work for this council.
Yeah.
I work for each of you and the citizens, and we're your team. So to think, oh, your administration's doing all this work, it's like, that's what we do. We're here to assist you in not, my hope would be a really efficient administration. You wouldn't have to do anything, right? You just tell us, hey, go do, and we do. That's where we're trying to be. We're not trying to be gatekeeper. The clerk has a job to do and process, but when you turn something in that goes on the paper and it hasn't been looked at, that's not good process. And that's where I think the committee was established to kind of look at our organization and say, how do we get back to being more of a team, having the ability to vet things so we don't show up to the council meeting and have people going, well, what the heck is this? That's the intention I have, and I don't know.
Yeah, and outside of
fix
this,
that.
regardless of how this passes, I think this is a good lesson that hopefully council picks up the phone when they have something they'd like to accomplish to get, solicit your help to do that.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's a good reminder. So right now we're talking about postponing till October 26th. Can we call for a vote, please?
Voting on the postponement, Cease,
Yes.
McClure,
Yes.
Osenga,
Yes.
Buckline,
Yes.
Mayor Terry.
Yes.
This resolution is postponed.
And so I have a quick follow-up question to that. So when that comes back, so in the packet, we'll have the amendments that have already been approved?
Correct, which is just the amendment to the title.
Okay.
Yes.
Next on the agenda is, sorry. We have other new business items were approved on the consent agenda. We have in the packet informational items and reports, the city clerk's report on public records, and also the Seward Historic Preservation Award to John French. Normally those are just in here to read, but I do want to, unless anyone else has any other comments, I do want to just bring everyone's attention to page 206. And just in appreciation and recognition of John French's service to the city of Seward and his service on the Seward Historic Preservation Commission, the city of Seward is pleased to present the 2020 Historic Preservation Award to John French. And I wanted to let both council and the public know that we will be sending this to his family. It's a sad day when we have to thank people following them passing away, but we want to make sure that his family knows that he was honored, and we want to thank him officially for all of his hard work. Does council have any, or administration have any comments on the informational items and reports that were included? Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda is citizen comments. Madam Clerk, did anyone sign up to be contacted for citizen comments?
No, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Next is council and administration comments and response to citizen comments. I'll start off with administration.
I just want to thank everybody we're all hoping this COVID thing is soon behind us. And I do want to thank my staff and all of the team and the clerk's office and the council members. And I think we're making a lot of strides. We have a lot of work product that should be coming for some presentations, and hopefully we're going to close out some of these projects and move on and into new things and keep being productive. So thank you and appreciate it.
Councilmember Buckland, I'll go to you first.
I've been working a lot and I finally got some time off, but I saw that the electronics recycling is on October 10th. So if you're cleaning up already right now for the end of summer, do not throw your electronics away. And there was a phone number on the sewer, Sustainable Sewer Group if you want to volunteer for that. I know it was on consent, but I'm glad that Mr. Borgeson is staying on. That is amazing for the next work session that he has coming up, the range of people that he has coming to speak and present. I'm very excited for that. Thank you to administration and their hard work this last week and getting all the CARES Act money out. I know a lot of people are looking at their bank accounts at the end of this summer and, you know, happy that it's not worse than it was, but it's also nice to see a little pickup to, you know, at the end of the season. A little ray of hope, at least. So thanks for getting that out quickly, Scott, and the checks getting out very quickly. That was awesome, too. I hope that we can do more work on that, on the resolution to get more council head time and maybe the citizens even more head time on what's coming up so we can hear from them more, and maybe that will even promote more community involvement if people are seeing stuff way more ahead of time and can research what they're interested in and what's coming up. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Councilmember Cease?
Well, first off, I want to say again, congratulations to all our people that got awards. Dorothy Urbach has been here for, I can't tell you how many years, but she's been ever since long before I got here, and she's always been very pleasant and very social, and works with all the commissions in the city. And Tim Dillon, I just can't tell him thanks enough. He's helped everybody, and he takes the calls when somebody calls him. And I thank you for explaining our red stop sign and our blue and our green one, our bus stop, excuse me. And then also I want to give John French's family I'm sorry to hear that. And then also one of our own locals, Gene Thorne, passed away. And he was a very generous man when it comes to kids' things, ball fields and whatever. And I'm sorry, but he's in a better place, we all know that, but he sure did help our town a lot. And I guess, and thanks everybody else for showing up, and I guess that's it.
Thank you.
I don't have any birthdays or anything to say.
Councilmember Osenga?
Yeah, I'd say thank you to Dorothy Urbach and Tim Dillon and Cape Head and all their work and service they put in for us here. And thank you to the American Legion also for all of the service that they have given to this community. Thank you to the Nonprofit Cares Committee, and hopefully they'll move on to working with the business side of that allotment, hopefully. I just say thank you in advance. I'd also like to mention the census and the fact that I would just like to say that thank you to all the census people that have been walking the beats out there and knocking on doors. I've kind of heard a tale that it's not really a thankful thing to do. People are not understanding what they're doing. I think it's a little bit harder than I would have imagined. So I just want to put it out there that thank you to the census workers out there that are doing that. And please, I respect one another. And be careful out there.
Yep, good.
Be safe.
Vice Mayor McClure?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm pleased with the award for Dorothy Urbach. I've known the family since I was born, so, you know, got my first shoes at this store. Anyway, congratulations to her, and it was nice to see Margaret here with her. And I just want to formally, again, thank the nonprofit committee people that worked with me and Tim, because that was truly a give and take, productive situation, and I really appreciated that. And I have to say, I'm a little sorry that what we presented as a resolution didn't fit with some people, and that's how it goes, and hopefully the new council will come up with something better. But the whole intent was to do exactly what was stated, to give some more collaborative lead time on things, and I'm not sure how better we could have worded it. So that's all I got.
I just want to thank the Seward Community Health Center for holding on September 10th the virtual event for the suicide prevention. I think that was well attended by the community, and they did a good job online and then in person, and folks could light a candle. So I'm glad that the community's taken that seriously. Thank you to the ad hoc committee. That's very helpful to have those things vetted ahead of time and then just brought here, and it was a good group of people, and we appreciate their time. September 16th, it's been said a couple times, noon, PACCAB work session, electric work session with lots of good information. Tune in on the YouTube channel. And of course, again, thank you to Dorothy Erbach for her years of service to the community. And with that, I will adjourn.
Adjourned.